Off a day, everyone. I'm Nestor Liconta with the Pacific Daily News. Here are the top stories from the PDN newsroom. A long-banned insecticide harmful to human health that's recently been found in Guam water is also popping up inside fish, crabs, and sediment around the island. That's according to U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Senior Regional Toxicologist Patrick Wilson. Wilson spoke during a public hearing on Guam EPA's plans to deal with dieldrin found in Guam water. Banned in the 1980s, dieldrin has been associated with cancer, liver damage, and impaired learning in animals, but is not regulated by the U.S. EPA. Concentrations have popped up in 3 different water wells in Mangilao, Dededo, and Jigo, and Guam EPA is looking to require quarterly testing for the chemicals. But water isn't the only place the chemicals have popped up. Contaminated fish and crab tissue, as well as sediment, has been found in several surface-level bodies of water around Apra Harbor, Orochi Peninsula, and other locations around Guam that are already being monitored for other contaminants like polychlorinated biphenyls or PCBs. Asked whether any advisories would be issued for those areas, Wilson said that the U.S. EPA already has fish consumption advisories for a number of bodies of water around Guam where different contaminants have been found. In other news, the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission is seeking to lease property along the Tiyan cliff line for up to 50 years, with options to renew for up to an additional 49 years, totaling up to 99 years for commercial or industrial use. There is currently a 5-year limit on Government of Guam land deals, but there's a process to allow leasing out public property longer than that, which requires legislative review and approval. GALC, via its property manager, the Guam Economic Development Authority, on June 26, wrote to Speaker Therese Terlahi to seek the legislature's approval for an exceptional term contract in order to issue a request for proposal for commercial leasing of lots in Tiyan Barrigada. The combined 13,712 square meters of property in 2 contiguous parcels has the potential for commercial or industrial use because it's right by the A.B. Wanpat International Airport. That's according to GALC via a letter by GITA Deputy Administrator Carlos Bardallo to the Speaker. Whether Simon Sanchez High School students spend an estimated 3 years in temporary units across their old Jigo campus or in the unfinished Tumon Bay Mall will depend largely on which option the federal government will agree to fund, according to Senators and Acting Governor Josh Tenorio. Leaders had their own opinions about each option, but said disaster funding from the Federal Emergency Management Agency will weigh heavy on the scales. The Guam Department of Education is looking to get the Sanchez Sharks out of double session classes at John F. Kennedy High School and into a temporary campus by Christmas break. Education Superintendent Eric Swanson has estimated it will take at least 3 years to rebuild a permanent Simon Sanchez campus. As of this week, the Department of Public Works has yet to announce the award of a contract for construction management services for a permanent campus. In other news, 2 years after an explosion destroyed Mangilao's staple Oriental Kitchen, the site of what looks like a rebuild at the old restaurant property may have passing motorists salivating. A half-finished 2-story building now sits on the old restaurant property, and a team of construction workers could be seen at the site Friday morning. Restaurant owner Bei Zhang said his family still wants to reopen the cafeteria-style restaurant and still has the recipe for the fried chicken, kimchi noodles, chopsteak, and other dishes that made it a hit. But exactly when the restaurant will reopen and whether it will stay at the Mangilao site where Zhang's aunt and uncle operated it for 40 years prior to the explosion is still undecided. According to Zhang, it's possible the restaurant could reopen this in the same spot, but his family is also considering the possibility of leasing out the old property and opening up shop elsewhere where the rent is affordable. For more on these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.